Welcome to math. So for these next few days, we're just going to be working on our multiplication and figuring out some easy ways to figure out how to multiply by numbers. A lot of you guys are really good at multiplying by 1. It's just 1 times whatever number always equals that number. You guys are good at multiplying by 2. You don't have to double it. You're good at multiplying by tens. You just add that 0, kind of, that trick that way. You guys are good at multiplying by 5s because one of the easiest things you can do is just count 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You guys are good at counting by 5s. So some of those in-between numbers are a little bit more tricky. So we're going to just, if you aren't awesome at them yet, we're just going to go over some quick strategies on how to more quickly multiply by numbers. One of those numbers that we're going to start with is 4. So when you're multiplying by 4, I'm going to show you an easier strategy for that. And this strategy I call doubling the double. Let me show you what that means first. So if we have 1 times 7, I'm going to write it in a different color. 1 times 7, we know that it's just right here. And it's just this little circle right here because it's one group of 7. You guys know that answer. It's super easy. What about 2 times 7? 2 times 7, you guys just know to double it. So I would have here 2 groups, 1 and 2. And I'm going to kind of highlight them like this and circle it. And we have 7 across the top. So you guys know that 2 times 7, you just double it. You guys know that this inside is 14. So when I say double the double for 4 times 7, if you look right down here, I can draw the exact same thing. I have another group of 2 times 7 because we haven't changed anything. And this right here is 14 as well. So when I say double the double of 4 times 7, what you can think of is I can do 2 times 7 plus 2 times 7. And so that's 14 plus 14, and you would get a total of 28. You can use that for any number. If you have 4 times 6, you can do 2 times 6 is 12, plus another 12 is 24. So we call that doubling the double. Double the double. So basically, fancy word. You'll hear Mr. B and Miss Keller say that sometimes. You double the double. It just means take 4 and split it into 2. 2 groups. So you'd have 2 times 7 plus 2 times 7. Just like we've shown here. 2 times 7 plus 2 times 7. 2 times 7 is 14. You double that, you get 28. So that is a method that you can use for multiplying by 4. I want to show you the next number that I think can be tricky sometimes. I'm going to draw it out really quick here. 6 times 8. All right, that is our group of 6 times 8. So I have a 6 and an 8. Mr. B is not great with 6 times 8, but what I can do is half, I call it half plus 1. I'll write that up here. Half plus 1. And what that means, again, a really weird fancy term, is it just means instead of doing 6 times 8, why don't you do, and I'm going to draw it out here, 5, so that would be right here like this. 5 times 8, which you guys are all really good at your 5s, you know that is a 40, and then add one more group of 8. So here you can see in my ratio table, just like we were doing yesterday, I'm going to write that a little bit further out so we can see. I broke up 6 into 5 and 1. Those are those hidden arrays that we saw. So now I can multiply that a lot easier. I know that 5 times 8 is 40, and 1 times 8 is 8, and then you just add those up. So that's a really more efficient way to do sixes if you don't have it memorized. I can do the same thing for 6 times 6. Ooh, I don't know 6 times 6, but I know 5 times 6 is 30. And then I just add one more 6, and that's 36. So that's called half plus 1. One thing I want to show you guys for both of those is on the ratio tables. So let's go back to our double the double. Double the double. So remember, we were doing 4 times 7 was our double the double. 4 times 7. Well, we start off with one group of 7 is 7. We can double it. That's our first double. 2 groups, so I doubled it here. I not need to double it here. 2 groups of 7 is 14. So one double done, now I need to do the next. So I double it here. Double of 2 is 4. And I double 14, so or 14 plus 14 is 28. And I want to show you the same thing over here, our half plus 1. Again, that's just a really simple thing of saying, and what was our problem? 6 times 8? Well, I know that one group of 8 is 8. We said that we know our 5s really well. 5 groups of 8 is 40. And if I add one more group of 8, look, we said that it's one more group. So I add one here. I need to add that 1 8. So it's 48. So that's how it's shown on a ratio table. So these are 2 quick methods. If you don't have your multiplying by 4 done, you double the double. If you don't have your multiplying by 6s memorized, you do half plus 1, or multiply times 5, and then you add one more. Hopefully this helps. We'll practice a little bit in whole group, and you'll have some independent work to practice with as well. And I'll see you then. Bye.